It says the internet can totally see me now. Maybe they can. We shall see. But I started it a few minutes early because I've been sitting here staring at the countdown clock and couldn't wait anymore. Patience is not one of my virtues. Hi Anna, thank you. Hi Linda, I'm doing all right. Hi Becky, hi Sawyer. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh my goodness, it's taken a second to catch up here. It says there's only 2 people watching, but there's definitely more than 2 people in the chat. So I call BS, and I would say that the recording system is a little bit behind. I hope you guys can hear me okay. My laptop fan is dying and makes a horrible sound, kind of like a chainsaw. So if you can hear a weird rumbly sound in the background, that's probably what it is. There we go. Now it's starting to catch up, kind of. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you. Is it Diana or Deanna? Thank you, Cynthia. Hello, welcome. Hi, Kim. Hi, Angelia. Hi, Susan. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I wouldn't be using a chainsaw while I'm trying to live stream though. I mean, that just sounds like a good way to lose a limb, you know? Hi, Sonya. Thank you. Hi, Karen. It's telling me 17 people are watching now. So what's everybody up to today? I had Hunter and Killian with me for a long weekend, and they were off school Friday and Monday, so I took them and dropped them off this morning. And I adulted and went and got the oil changed in my van. And it was many thousands of miles overdue, which is super, super bad, but finances happen. But I was like, oh, hey, I have birthday money. I should do that thing so that my vehicle doesn't die, because I kind of need it to get to school and work. And then I went to the gym, and then I bought a box of 6 very large raspberry-filled donuts and ate 3 of them. I had just gone to the gym, so it's okay, right? And it's my birthday, so that makes it okay, I think. Yeah, now it's telling me there's 20 people. Yeah. I looked at the box and went, I'll bet I could eat all 6 of them. And I was like, but you ate 3 and then felt kind of icky. So maybe just kind of let it settle for a little bit. And it's been a few hours since I did that. So now I'm probably going to eat my chocolate mousse that I got. I just didn't feel like getting a cake, and I didn't want to make a cake. So hi, Billy. Hi, Joy. Hi, Jamie. Thank you, everybody. So eventually, when I'm done stuffing my face, I have a loom knitting project that I'm working on. So I hope you don't mind me stuffing my face. But I wanted to record a video today, and I figured, Why not just go live? It'll be easier. This is gonna be pretty loud for a minute, so I'll try and move it over here. There we go. Much less awkward to hold now. Well, thanks for stopping in, Denisha. I appreciate it. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. Hi, Leslie. If it's morning there, it's probably not technically my birthday anymore. I don't know what the difference is in hours between West Coast America and Australia. Not sure. My birthday is February 18th, so close enough. Hi, Chiquita. Thank you. $34 feels so old though, like between school and keeping a house and kids and homework and clinic hours, it's kicking my butt. Thanks for stopping in, Cinnamon. Appreciate it. Yeah, my birthday isn't technically until 10 something at night. I can't remember if it's 10:15 or 10:45. So I'm not technically 34 until then. So I'm still 33 for about 6.5 more hours. You're only as old as you feel, Billy. Some days I'm 90, some days I'm 16. Today, we'll go with I feel about 40 right now. Feel a little bit older because I kicked my butt pretty hard at the gym. Thank you. I'm trying really hard. I had somebody the other day who thought I was 16 and I was halfway insulted. I was like, I know I should take that as a compliment, but I kind of feel like that was a jab and I don't like it. Hi, Wendy. Thank you. It's not a cake. It's a chocolate mousse. I looked at the cakes in the store because I didn't want to cook and have to do dishes today, and I was like, I don't really feel like getting a cake, so I got donuts and I got this. And when my boyfriend gets home from work, we're going to go out and have dinner so I don't have to cook and don't have to do dishes. What more could you ask for your birthday, right? Other than to not have to do housework. He asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said, I don't want to have to do anything. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, usually my birthday consists of all of the same things that always happen. Get up, take care of the kids, do housework all day. If I want cake, I'd have to make myself a cake. If I wanted something special for dinner, I'd have to make it, and then I'd still have to do the dishes anyway. I was like, I don't want to have to do anything. I don't have class this week. I hopefully will have a few appointments in the clinic Thursday and Friday, but I'm off today and tomorrow, so just kind of relax. I like getting carded. Having someone who assumed I was 16 years old, I was like, oh no, I am a much adultier adult than that. Thank you very much. That's all that matters, Linda. I usually don't buy anything to get carded for. I can't remember the last time I bought alcohol or anything. It's been a minute. I don't drink, not even occasionally for fun. It's just not worth my money. Why would I when I could buy fabric or yarn with that money? Thank you, Billy. Love you too. Now it's telling me there's 32 people watching. Hello, 32 people. That's almost as many people as years I am old today. Thank you. Thank you, Kids Corner. Hi, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Thanks for dropping by, Angelia. Have a good night. Yeah, if you hear like a spinning noise in the background, my laptop fan is dying again. I just replaced it a couple months ago and it started making noise not that terribly long ago. Yeah, I used to write for a small press that Ruvali generally published us with. She seems like she's a good lady. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's been through a lot of rough stuff, but especially recently, but she seems to take it pretty well and deal with it pretty well, and that's something that I aspire to. Yeah, a laptop fan doesn't cost very much to replace. I think it was only like $8-ish, maybe. $8 to $10. But then it's just a matter of taking everything apart and putting it back together. I even took it apart today to see if there was something I could see that was wrong with it, and it looked fine, but it's still making noise. I'm glad you're enjoying the dulcet, monotonous tone of the fans spinning in the background. I don't really write. I won't say I'm not still writing, because the ideas still roll through my brain, but I haven't actively sat down and written anything in quite a while. Anytime I get an idea for something, I'll jot it down, but to sit down and write pages upon pages with kids' house, school, clinic hours, homework, tests, not happening right now. Hopefully, in the next couple of years, I'll be able to at least finish up the series that I started publishing. Hi, Tina. Thank you. Well, if you don't want to publish it, you don't have to. You could always just write it for you and for people close to you to read it. I have worked with a small press. I have done self-publishing. I am a control freak, so I enjoy self-publishing the most. I taught myself how to make covers, how to format book interiors. I've always been good at editing, so that wasn't very difficult for me. Other than that, the whole process is really just marketing. You have to kind of whore yourself out, you have to be your biggest advocate. If you can't afford to pay for advertising, nobody's going to find out about it if you don't talk about it. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Hi, Jane. I'm just sitting here stuffing my face like a pig. I went to the gym, so it's fine. It's totally okay. not gonna look at how many calories are in this thing because I don't want to know. I know I'll put it down if I look at how many calories are in this. So we're not gonna look. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, this is a chocolate mousse. It's not ice cream. It's about halfway gone. Yeah, I might have to check that out. I have a tendency to put on YouTube videos and just listen to them anyway. So listening to podcasts where I don't have to look at the visual would really make sense for me. Thank you. There's 38 people here now. Super cool. I would do that, but our freezer makes things so rock solid so fast that I would put it in the freezer, then I'd have to let it thaw for like 20 minutes before I could eat it, and I just wanted to eat it now. So I'm assuming that most of you who are watching are either stitchy people or people who know me personally. So what is anybody who is a stitchy person working on as far as yarny stuff goes? Now I'm gonna look. I know I shouldn't, but I'm gonna look. Oh God, I shouldn't have looked. Converse slippers. Hi, Alicia. A loop stitch sweater. Ooh, craft fair. Yeah, self-publishing a book, even if you're not necessarily looking to make money from it, is good for getting copies to give to people. When I was much younger, I submitted a few poems to places that did, it's almost like vanity publishing. They'd be like, oh, hey, you sent us this thing and you won, but you hadn't really won anything. But then for a nominal fee, they would send you a copy of a hardcover book with your poem in it, which was kind of cool. Oh no, fractured wrist. I'm terrified of hurting my hands now since I'm doing massage therapy. It's the horror of the potential ending of a career is definitely real. Aw, it looks like everybody's making such cute stuff. I'm over here just working on the black hat of doom. So this is loom knitted, and I just finished flipping the brim up. And yeah, you can do really well with self-publishing. I know a lot of people who have. Now that I know the process, it's really just honestly taking the time out of life to write, and with everything I've got going on right now, it's just not happening at current. Oh, there's nothing to be scared about, Charlie. Take it from somebody who worked with a small press that didn't do a lot in the way of editing. Some people publish things that my 6-year-old could have done a better job with the spelling. And sometimes, in spite of all of those grammatical errors and whatnot, people do really well with it because some people just read it for the story. Personally, I'm too type A for that. I can't. If there's more than, I'll say, one typo, glaring typo per every 100 pages, I can't handle it. I'm like, nope. I'll even go through some of my favorite authors' books with a highlighter and mark the mistakes in them because that's just me. Yeah. Hi, Amber. Ooh, a giant amigurumi carrot. That sounds kind of cool. Oh my god, what is it stuck on? Lego. Here we go. Yeah, I got a new textbook for my Swedish Massage 2 class, and the book has a typo on the very first page of the first chapter, and I had a twitch going on. It was kind of rough to get through. So I'm loom knitting right now. And it's kind of frustrating because it's slow going for me. I crochet the fastest. My knitting speed is okay. I guess for being a continental knitter, it's alright. And loom knitting is just super duper slow for me. And people are like, oh, just keep at it, you'll get better at it. And I'm like, or I could just, put these on, take all these loops and put them on a circular needle, and I could probably knit it a lot faster. I'm still considering doing it. I might do it just because, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's not date night yet. He's still at work. It is almost 4 o'clock here, and he said he's got a 10-hour day today, so he probably won't be home until later in the evening. Yeah, I never really got into the knit crate thing. I know a lot of people enjoy it, but I don't know. I don't use fancy yarns that often. And even if I buy a fancy yarn for myself, I always feel guilty using it. Like, oh, this was a fancy, expensive yarn. Maybe I should use it to make something for somebody else. Yeah, and these are the knitting board looms. So these are small pegs, and you can use just one strand of worsted weight yarn. Not have to do 2 strands or bulky yarn. I had some of those thicker ones, and I didn't like the way they came out. Didn't like the way they came out at all. Yeah, the wrapping goes quick for me. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I can get going at a pretty good clip, and then other times I'm just not feeling it. Like I said, I want to get better at it. I know that it's really just a matter of doing it more. I get Mary Maxim catalogs, but I have yet to order anything from them. That's something that I would like to do at some point this year, but for the most part, I'm just trying to not buy yarn. Yeah, I know some people who really liked Darn Good Yarn, and I know some people who really, really hated it, so meh. I'm not really, I don't know, I don't like... This is going to sound horrible, but I don't like surprises. I just don't like them because I've had some very unpleasant surprises from friends before. So I'm kind of gun shy when it comes to surprises, I guess. It's just I don't like it. I want to know what I'm getting, and even with the sneak peek thing from Knit Crate, it's just not meh. I don't know. I don't like it. Not my thing. If I'm gonna pay money for it, I don't want to risk getting something that I hate and then having to find somebody to pawn it off on and be like, "Oh, hey, you might not think this is garbage. I hated it, but here you go." Like, I don't, nah. Hi, Brittany. Yeah, Joyanne, this is a knitting board loom. It's for worsted weight yarn. It's a KB loom. My favorite yarn, I would say my favorite acrylic is probably, I think they've changed the branding on it now. I think it's just Everyday Yarn by Premier, but it used to be Deborah Norville Everyday Yarn. It's not my thing. Other people like it, and that's awesome. Good for them. It's just, like, I don't like grab bags. I don't like surprises. If somebody says it's a surprise, I'm like, do us both a favor and please just tell me now. Because I'm going to pester you incessantly, and you're going to hate me if you don't answer me and tell me what the surprise is. Thank you. Yeah, getting older is just, I was trying to explain it to my older son, Hunter, this morning. He was like, "We have to go back and it's your birthday? That's sad." He's like, "I want to spend time with you." He's like, "How come we didn't do like an early birthday thing yesterday?" Well, Killian was throwing up sick Thursday night and all day Friday. And then he was finally feeling better. So Sunday we went and hung out with some friends. And I explained to Hunter, I was like, "Well, you know, when you get older, you don't really make a big deal out of birthdays like you did when you were a kid. Like, that's why we make a big deal out of it now, because when you're older, it's really just another day. The world doesn't stop for your birthday. You still gotta go to work, still gotta do housework, still gotta take care of kids, still gotta take care of pets, still have to go to school, still have to do homework." Oh, that's weird, Jane. I believe it. But the last time I ordered a surprise pack of yarn, it was from Hirschner's. And it was supposed to be, I think they called it like a maker's surprise pack or something. So I was assuming it would be like some higher end acrylics. And I got a box full of the most obnoxiously neon. And mind you, I like neon. So for me to say it was obnoxious neon, I'm not saying something. But obnoxious neon red heart. It was based on pounds, and I got like a 5-pound bag of nothing but red heart. It was kind of lame. I was not pleased. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Quilty Crocheter. Yeah, I can't even remember what the name of it was, but it was atrocious. It was no bueno. But I figured that working with black yarn would be a little bit easier with this bright orange loom. Maybe. I'm trying to force myself to get more used to it. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing with subscription boxes. Like, I wouldn't mind getting something like Red Heart if it was a lower price subscription box, but if I was paying like $30, $40 for something like that, no, I don't think so. No thanks. Hard pass. I am not sure. I looked at a few restaurants nearby and I'm trying to decide what I want to eat because I don't know. My hands are holding up really well, actually, Jane. I have to say, one of the things I really enjoy about this school is they teach you proper body mechanics so you don't hurt your wrists. Because a lot of people say that your average career expectancy as a massage therapist before you hurt yourself is only 3 to 5 years. The people who are running this school, who actually founded it 40 years ago, Alicia and Bill Alexander, are in their late 60s, early 70s, and they've been doing massage for like 40 years. So I figure they've probably got a pretty good handle on maintaining your body and not hurting yourself. It's pretty awesome. I got my loom set on Amazon, and these are the knitting board looms. This one had 3 in it, I think. There's 2 smaller ones. This is the 80 peg loom. Thank you, Susan. And they even have the thing to wrap quicker, but sometimes it takes longer to use that thing. And yeah, this school, I didn't realize it, but it's in the top 10 in the country, I guess, for massage therapy technical schools, which is really awesome. I don't know. My biggest thing is that when I put it on the pegs, I don't put the bottom one all the way down at the bottom. I usually have it about in the middle, because before I used to push them all the way down to the bottom and it would be super tight when I pulled it up over the top. So I would say try wrapping it and pushing your last row halfway down the peg instead of all the way down. And yeah, it's nice because this school, some of the other schools in the area, were 2-year schools and you'd have your associate's degree, but the schedule was like 9 o'clock in the morning till 3:30 Monday through Friday. And I was like, yeah, no, I'd like to see my kids once in a while. So this is 3 days a week. Usually my class is 6 to 10, but I can also take the 9 to 1 class if I want. Which I usually do Mondays when I drop the kids off in the morning. And then go to class because it's closer from where they live to school than it is for me to drive all the way back home, then go back to school later in the day. Just doesn't make sense to burn that much extra gas. The schedule is much more flexible at this one. And I like that about it. And they teach you a little bit of everything. A lot of places just give you the basics, but here we got to do reflexology and aromatherapy and a little bit of pregnancy massage, and we're gonna get to do sports massage and chair massage and all these different things. Thank you. Have a good night. I'm sure dinner will be awesome because I don't have to cook it, which is exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. It kind of gives you a little bit of everything, and we're going to have a traditional Chinese medicine class that we're going to take. I think we're going to get to play with some singing bowls and stuff. He's doing all right. He has a girlfriend now, so that seems to have improved his mood a touch. Hi, Beth. And it was weird because when I got to meet my ex-husband's girlfriend recently, I was like, you know, I feel like I should have a weird, like some kind of negative reaction to her existence, just because that's kind of what society teaches us. You know, you're supposed to be really catty to whoever the new woman is when you're the ex. And I'm like, but why? All right, Jamie, have fun. Good luck. I mean, she seems nice enough. She's a little bit older than me, so she's closer to his age. The boys like her. She's got dogs. As long as the kids like her and she's not rotten to my kids and she helps Adam be a happier person, good for her. Good for him. Good for them. Besides, I've been dating my boyfriend for almost a year now, so I feel like it would be a waste of my energy and honestly hypocritical and stupid of me to be angry about the existence of another woman in his life. I mean, all I ever really wanted was for the guy to be happy, and we weren't happy together. So if he's happy with someone else, good. Good for her. Good luck to them both. Yeah, he seemed a little bit perturbed that I introduced myself to her and like shook her hand and just had a conversation with her instead of speaking through him. And I was like, whatever. That's your problem, not mine. I've never been the jealous type anyway, so I don't understand it. Like my boyfriend now, he has some female friends that are gorgeous, and I'm never, you can walk right up to him and give him a hug and call him beautiful. It doesn't bother me any. He's still going home with me. I don't understand that mindset, you know. If you have looms, you should try it. You're quilting buddies, that's awesome. I don't know. Sometimes I enjoy looming, and other times I'm like, this is garbage. But then I also have the, I started this project, I'm going to finish it mindset. Hello. Welcome, welcome. All new people. There's suddenly 52 people in here, which is more people than I have ever had in a stream before. And yeah, like I said, Leslie, all I ever wanted was for the guy to be happy. He wasn't happy with me, but if he's happy with her, cool. Good for them. Yeah, I keep seeing all of the new looms, like the Afghan loom that's all shaped funky, and I'm like, that would be kind of cool. And I'm like, but you never use the looms you have. Don't go buy a new tool if you're not going to use it, dummy. Because, you know, the struggle is real when it comes to the new shiny tools. Resisting them is difficult sometimes. This is going to be a hat some year, eventually. Maybe. If I don't get sick of it and frog the thing. Which I considered doing heavily the other day. I don't know, I've gotten better about resisting the yarns, Brittany. Yeah, I've seen some people with those really nice Sindwood looms. I'd like to find a soft loom that works well. I haven't haven't gotten to try the ones I have yet because I'm kind of afraid of getting partway through it and realizing it's going to be way too big. And my boyfriend doesn't have feet that are much bigger than mine. I think his feet are only half a size bigger than mine. So it's not like I could say, oh, I accidentally made, you know, a sock that's this big in the foot. Here you go. Thanks for dropping in, Crystal. Have a good night. And I talk with my hands so much. How am I not Italian? Honestly. I am from New York, though. To be fair. Not from the city, but I am from New York. You could do a lot of things with the Afghan looms, from my understanding. I have watched quite a few videos on them. Oh my goodness, Brittany. That is insane. The only craft haul I've had this year so far was I had a $100 Joann's gift card and I went and bought fabric. But ended up spending $60 out of pocket. Yeah, we were in that situation for a while, Desiree. It was rough to still be under the same roof as him, but I mean, we had been separated for almost a year. We've been separated for 2 years now, but we had to wait a year for our divorce to actually go through. I was like, well, I've been a stay-at-home mom for so long. It's not like I have enough money to go out and get a place yet until I start having, you know, that reliable check of child support initially. No place is going to rent to me. Hell, with what I barely make now between child support and everything, it's, with the exception of ultra low income housing, which has like a 6 to 8 month wait list, no place would rent to me. My boyfriend's awesome and he let me move in. So thank you. Have a good night. Let's figure out what I want to eat. As we know, women are categorically indecisive when it comes to deciding where to eat dinner. And I hate to stereotype, but I'm one of those. I'm horrible at picking. Primarily because if I were to choose where I want to eat only, I could just go to Denny's and be content. Like, totally happy with that. I like breakfast food any time of day. So there are some local mom and pop diners that serve breakfast style food. We'll probably end up going to one of those. I like to go small town local when I can and avoid the big chains unless there's no other option. And thank you, Brittany. I think he's pretty cute. It's kind of weird that he's shorter than me. Never gone for that before, but whatever. Yes, he does. Very much. Well, not so much he makes me happy as he gives me this space and lets me know that it's okay to be happy. We actually met on a dating website on Plenty of Fish because I have no social life. And I don't think that for the most part you're going to look into meeting someone whose company you genuinely enjoy in a bar. Not somebody whose company you enjoy long term, at least. Ultra short term, yeah, sure, maybe, but yeah. All right, Beth, have a good night. But yeah, we met on Plenty of Fish. Nothing special. But he actually referred to me as his girlfriend in public for the first time at the racetrack around his track family, which was kind of exciting. Because initially we had said that we probably weren't going to use terms like that, and then he introduced me to them as his girlfriend. So I was like, ooh, thought we weren't going to do that. But you said it first. Alrighty then. Works for me. But yeah, he's a good guy. He works hard. He likes me. He treats me well. Can't complain. I mean, I'm sure I could find something to complain about if I really wanted to, but you can always find something to complain about. I'm glad you like it. He's okay with the yarn. He's okay with the yarn because he has his hobby, which is he likes to race motorcycles. And new shiny things for his bikes are what he likes. And they make him happy. And I would never say to him, you need to give up that thing, blah, blah, blah. Because it makes him happy. And he knows that yarn does the same thing for me, and he's not going to question it because yarn is a hell of a lot cheaper than motorcycle parts. So, even expensive yarn is cheaper than motorcycle parts and track days. Yeah. I think I sent out 4 or 5 packages last time I sent them out. So people should be getting stitch markers and their bags and everything. I don't know if Jane's still here or not. I know a lot of people have kind of come and gone. And I had my testing moment at the end of the season last year. We were at the Portland International Raceway in Portland, Oregon for the last round of racing for the season and the last summer, and it was raining like hell, and his bike actually went down. And to have a motorcycle go down on the wet surface doing like 135, 150. So I discovered that apparently I can handle it quite calmly, and my brain instantly goes to all of the rational things. When everybody else came off the track except him and the red flag went out, I was like, well, good news is everybody else came in, so hopefully he didn't crash into anybody else. If he did, it must have just been a little bump. And the fact that there were no other bikes that hadn't come back into the pits means that he hadn't hit anybody, and hopefully nobody had hit him. And then I was like, oh, well, the ambulance didn't go screaming out, so hopefully he's mostly okay. And he was okay. His bike was a little scuffed up, but he went back out and rode in the rain. Smaller than what? I do make 2 different sizes of bags. My normal bags that I make, I actually have one right next to me that I need to package up for somebody who bought it. This this is the regular sized bag that I make. They're about, I think, 13 by 15-ish. They have a 5-inch bottom. But I do make one that's smaller, that's more like 11 by 13, and it has a 3-inch bottom across. I think I might actually have it on the table. Oh, he was scuffed up. He had some bruises and he whacked his head. It's a good thing he was wearing a good helmet, but no concussion or anything, so he was okay. Oh no, kitten shoes. So this is the smaller bag that I make. I usually call this a sock-sized bag because it's big enough for a cake of yarn and a hat or a sock set. But this is the Walking Dead print. So this is the regular sized bag with this next to it for comparison. So it's a couple inches smaller on either side. And they do make pouches too, once in a while. Oh, kittens. "41 people still here. That's a lot of people for me not really doing anything interesting." I have some Star Wars fabric that I need to cut, but no Star Trek fabric. I have so much fabric I need to cut still, honestly. No, Jane, unfortunately, nobody ever found my kitty cat. So, I've been meaning to mention it on the channel because I can't recall if I did at any point or not, but Nurgle was let outside when I was not home just shortly before I moved, right before Thanksgiving. And Nurgle is not an outdoor cat, and part of our fence had fallen down in the windstorm, and he managed to get out of the fence and bolted and hasn't been seen since. He does have a microchip in him, but if somebody has found him, they haven't taken him in to get scanned. I highly doubt anybody has found him. So if you're not really into spiritualism and whatnot, then this might not mean anything to you. But to me, ever since I was little, I have, whenever a pet passes, they usually come to me in a dream within a week of them passing to say goodbye. And with Nurgle, that hadn't happened until just a few weeks ago. So I don't know if that meant he had been alive all of this time, somewhere out in the wild, and if a frost just got him or whatever, or if whatever the method of his passing was, that it was so traumatic and I had moved that it took longer for his spirit to get to me so that he could say goodbye. But I've kind of been a mess about it. I feel guilty. I feel responsible. because I wasn't there. And I don't know. I've had a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't give up hope, you shouldn't give up hope. And I'm like, but I have to. It's been almost 3 months at this point. I can't keep holding on to maybe. If somebody finds him, fantastic, but I've kind of mourned him and grieved at this point because I had to be able to get on with my life, because I was just a sobbing, blubbering mess incessantly over it. I actually have a few vlog videos where I tried to talk about it and burst into tears and just couldn't stop friggin' crying, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it. But here at my boyfriend's house, we do have what I call a sometimes kitty. And I'm pretty sure he's the neighbor's cat, because if we haven't seen him for a few days, he doesn't get skinny. I do know that he hunts sometimes because he's left us bird wings in the backyard. But he'll come in the house and he'll snuggle and everything, and he's not as affectionate as Nurgle, but I mean, I had Nurgle when he was in utero because I brought his mom in when she was pregnant, so to see him be born, he was handled from being like a week old, so he was a very affectionate cat. He was used to being snuggled. And this cat, he's a decent kitty. It's kind of weird to me because, you know, Nurgle was an all-black cat. Well, this cat is completely white. And I'm like, oh, the universe knew that I needed kitty energy, so it sent me this giant white cat to snuggle with sometimes. But he is, I'm fairly certain, somebody else's cat. But I think they kick him out of the house when they leave the house for the day, because he shows up almost always at the same time. And he'll just hang around the house and talk and get pets and everything. And my boyfriend Gavin calls him Mr. Bigglesworth. I have never seen the Austin Powers movies, but apparently there's a giant white cat in one of them, so he refers to this very large white cat as Mr. Bigglesworth. I just call him Biggs because it seems pretentious to give a cat such a snooty name. Maybe that's just me. Nothing wrong with chopsticks when all the forks are dirty. I've done that before, I'm not gonna lie. Do what you gotta do. Yeah, usually once my critters come to say goodbye, there's nothing else from them at that point. So I hope that whatever happened to him, if he is actually gone, which I'm fairly certain he is, that it was quick and painless. Because that was my biggest worry with not having any word whatsoever, was that he's going to be out there and he's wet and he's cold and he's lost and he's scared and all of these other things, and I just couldn't handle that. Yeah, Gavin keeps telling me that I need to watch it. He's like, what is the matter with you? He's like, you're so un-American. I'm like, dude, I grew up 15 minutes south of the Canadian border. I am kind of un-American. I was like, here, let's play a game. Name for me 10 movies that you think any American should have seen. I guarantee I've only seen maybe 2 of them, if. He was like, I don't know what to do with you. Like, I like crappy budget horror movies and bad sci-fi films. I don't like dramatic movies. I like action films, like most kid movies. I don't know, I'm not into dramas. I mean, he watches stuff like he still enjoys things like the OC, and I'm like, I don't do drama. Unless it also has supernatural critters and lots of blood and gore in it. Then I'm like, oh, the drama is acceptable because the violence counteracts it, so I don't feel like I'm being a weepy woman. That's a good way to look at it, Jane. Yeah, there's a sushi place locally that I was considering for dinner, and then I was like, I'm not feeling sushi today. So I found there's an Italian place that looks good, and there's a mom and pop greasy spoon type of place where it's got like Benny style fare. So we'll probably go with one of those for dinner tonight. I have been streaming for an hour already. That is insanity. I feel like I've only made like 3 or 4 rows on this loom, which is why looming is not my favorite thing. I don't know how Kayla does it. Any of you know Llama Mama Kayla? She astounds me with the things that she can make on the loom. I'm kind of jealous. It's part of the reason why I keep forcing myself to keep trying, because I'm like, you'll get better eventually, just do it. Quit whining and do it. I posted this in a loom knitting group that I'm in, and they were like, oh, there's so many pegs. No wonder you feel like it's slow going. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be a hat with worsted weight yarn. I have yet to make a hat on this loom, so I couldn't tell you, Becky. Yeah, it does seem super slow, Jane. It's killing me. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I don't really have to look at it a lot. I can almost do it by feel as much as I can with crochet. Almost. But I want to get to the point where I can loom and watch something at the same time. Because I had the thicker peg looms, I think they were boy looms, and I didn't really like them. And I like working with chunky yarn, I didn't like the way it turned out. Hi Nathan, thank you. I really like the way knitted things look though, Brittany, that's my problem. I like crochet, I love crochet. But I like the way knitting looks. So I kind of force myself through it, like, just do it. You like the end result so much more. And don't mind the loud preteens outside the window going by on their scooters if you could hear them yelling. They're boys. So it's whatever. Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can teach myself to crochet left-handed because I'm so good at it right-handed. And I want to try to improve my dexterity with my left hand. My younger son, Killian, is left-hand dominant, and he's starting to want to learn to write. And to teach him to write, I think I want to try learning to write with my left hand so that I can teach him better. Yes. Gifts that come from the heart are what counts. My grandmother, when she was still around, knitted and crocheted. And I have a poncho that she knitted for me. It is huge, and I'm pretty sure the yarn is partly wool. And at one point, I was like, oh, I should take the yarn from this and make it into something more usable so that I can wear it more often to honor her. But now that she's passed, I kind of want to keep it just as it is. And she developed Alzheimer's. And she was gone from us long before her body died because Alzheimer's took what was left of her from us. But I remember at one point when it was just really starting to hit her that she sat for a really long time. And she had a pair of mittens that she had started knitting God knows how long ago. And she looked at them and she kept looking at the pattern and looking at what her hands were doing. And she was like, I know this is wrong. She was like, I know. She's like, I've made enough pairs of these damn mittens. She's like, you'd think I'd be able to figure it out, but I just can't get it to work. And it was really upsetting to see her starting to deteriorate like that. That her mind was going, but her body was still functional, and she just couldn't figure it out for the life of her. It was really hard. I hope that doesn't happen to me, and that is part of the reason that I want to start teaching myself to do things with my opposite hand, because from all of my reading about Alzheimer's and dementia, you know, there are some parts of it that you can't put off no matter what you do. But doing things to keep your mind active, like knitting and crocheting and artsy things, can help. So I want to do everything in my power to keep that stuff away from me. Yeah, my grandma was 89 when she passed. Yeah, I think it's awesome that Kayla taught herself to actually crochet, because I remember her saying for a really long time she didn't think she'd be able to. And I was like, that is amazing. I think it's so cool. My phone makes noises. Is anybody else super grateful for Facebook announcements? Like, thank you, but please stop sending me notifications, Facebook. Yeah. The person who really kills me with their productivity is Elizabeth, a crafty crocheter. And it says everything is slowing down for me. So if things are choppy, Elizabeth from the A Crafty Crocheter channel has crazy, insane output. I can't get over how much stuff that girl makes in a week. It kills me. You got a fork! Awesome. I've definitely done the chopsticks thing though when you're out of silverware for dinner. Been there, done that. Not gonna lie. Alright, what are we at? 110. We'll give it 10 more minutes, I think, and then we'll cut the stream. And no, I'm not getting dressed up to go out for dinner. Yeah, I know that sometimes with the different medications she's on, sometimes she goes to sleep really easy and other nights she doesn't sleep at all. By the next time I actually film a yarn talk, I'll have a lot of finished stuff. I've made a hat for each of the boys, and I have a lap blanket I finished, and a cowl, and I have a sweater that I started crocheting, and I have this thing that I'm working on, and I have a whole bunch of bags that I've finished. But every time I go to record, I'm like, something is going on, and I just haven't gotten a chance to. Hi, KB Fibers, thank you. Yeah, I've been really bad about keeping my phone adequately charged lately. I feel like my phone used to be like my gas tank. I wouldn't ever let it get below 50%. And now I'm very much living in the empty fuel light and ding just went off like 4 miles ago. So you're really, really pushing it. That's kind of how I live my life now, and I don't like it. Hi, Amanda. Thank you. But also, with it being almost 5 o'clock, I'm starting to lose light. I know you can't really tell because it actually looks quite bright. I'm sitting in front of a window here in the red room den with my red couch and the red walls. You all know red makes me happy, so yeah. Hello, all 38 people who are left. E equals enough? Yeah, I don't know about that. That seems a little bit too dangerous for me. I don't know if I could live that on the edge. I will, Alicia. Once I can figure out what I want to eat for dinner, that is. So I hope everybody has an awesome rest of their day and rest of their week. And by the way, I've recorded like 5 random other videos. I just haven't edited them yet, partly because my boyfriend was in California for 2 weeks and had my laptop. So even though I downloaded all of my software onto his computer, I just couldn't be bothered with it because it's so much easier to just do things by feel on my laptop than it is to mess with the giant tower over yonder. The boys are doing okay, Amanda. Oh yeah, you're on East Coast. I'm on West Coast. It is 4:42 right now. There's a 3-hour difference between East Coast and here. My folks are in New York, so they're on East Coast time, so I'm always aware of the difference in time, because sometimes I'll go to call them and be like, crap, it's 7 o'clock at night. It's 10 o'clock there, so they're in bed or close to it. And then I have to wait until the next day. Speaking of, that's another good reason to get off here so I can call them. Because I haven't heard from either of them yet. So yeah, hope you all have an awesome night. Yeah. 3-hour time difference. Something I have to always be thinking of. Can't call people when it's 10 o'clock at night. Unless you're young and you know they're awake, then it's different. But you know, you don't call your parents at 10 o'clock at night unless it's an emergency. And your phone is dying, so see, everything. The stars are aligning for me to stop talking and get the hell off the street. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I really need to get my butt in gear and get those other videos edited. I'm on that grind to hit 5K sometime soon. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Jane. So everybody have an awesome night, morning, whatever time it is where you are. And take care of yourselves and each other. Keep calm and carry yarn. And I will talk to you again at a later date that is not right now. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye.